The Obafemi Awolowo Prize for Leadership seeks, amongst other things, to recognize the brightest and the best for the lofty ideals for which Chief Obafemi Awolowo became famous. That's our focus on Special Report.
I want to seize this opportunity to express publicly Nigeria's great admiration for the gallant and indomitable...
The late great former premier of the western region of Nigeria, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, in 1958.
Throughout the period of their long and historic...
The scope of his influence and the tale of his achievements is interwoven into the history of Nigeria's independence and politics, such as the story of one cannot be told thoroughly without the mention of the other. In the case of the importance of the Obafemi Awolowo Leadership Award, given to worthy awardees so many years later, it helps to serve as a reminder of the values and achievements of the late leader.
Let us therefore remain united,
whereby it will be necessary to recall the antecedents of the personality after which the laurel is named.
to get Her Majesty's government to agree to April 2nd, 1960 as the target date for Nigeria's independence.
He was a nationalist and statesman who played a significant role in Nigeria's independence movement from 1957 to 1960. He was founder of Egbe Omo Oduduwa, the Yoruba nationalist group, and first leader of government business and minister of local government and finance, and first premier of the western region under Nigeria's parliamentary system from 1952 to 1959. So whether landmarks of Obafemi Awolowo Ways, or the Obafemi Awolowo University, or the portrait of Obafemi Awolowo on the obverse of the 100 Naira note, Nigeria's legal tender since 1999, Chief Obafemi Awolowo is a name much set by.
I've done this because I'm convinced and satisfied that only this kind of scientific and thoroughly disciplined approach can help us to evolve rapidly correct and effective solutions to our problems, and so forever preserve the Federal Republic of Nigeria as a united and harmonious entity, bring prosperity and happiness to its teeming diverse people, and enable it to play an effective role for good in the affairs of Africa and of the world at large.
The Obafemi Awolowo Prize for Leadership is an endeavor of the Obafemi Awolowo Foundation, established in April 1992 for the legacy of his intellect and leadership. The organizers explain it's a prestigious biennial international prize structured to follow a rigorous process of nomination and subsequent screening by a selection committee consisting of some outstanding Nigerians. It's also described to be a prize to serve as a strong incentive for persons to pursue excellent leadership and good governance, and confers considerable honor and recognition to the recipient. Going by the pedigree of the previous awardees, of which the president of the African Development Bank, Dr. Akinwunmi Adesina, is the latest, it certainly is the case, with prior awardees being former president of South Africa, Thabo Mbeki, Nobel laureate Professor Wole Soyinka, founder of the Afe Babalola University, Are Afe Babalola. The selection process is rigorous. The foundation disclosed that the call for nomination was published for several months in 2023, and many eminent persons were nominated. And after a careful, detailed, and rigorous process, Dr. Akinwunmi Adesina emerged as a unanimous awardee by the selection committee for possessing the attributes of the award to the highest degree. These attributes on which Dr. Akinwunmi Adesina was awarded include integrity, credibility, discipline, courage, selflessness, accountability, tenacity of purpose, visionary and people-centered leadership, according to the Foundation's Executive Director, Dr. Tokunbo Awolowo Dosunmu. As the guests settle down for the awards ceremony in Lagos, southwest Nigeria, one needs not to have an eagle eye to spot the Vice President of Nigeria, Kashim Shettima, the President of Tanzania, Samia Suluhu Hassan, the President of Comoros, Azali Assoumani, and other eminent personalities across the continent and from Nigeria, former presidents, former heads of state, governors of Nigerian states, past and present, traditional rulers, and other eminent personalities in the public and private sector. It was a bar set very high by the former head of state of Nigeria and chair of the Obafemi Awolowo Foundation, Mr. Yakubu Gowon, to set the ball rolling for the reasons they are so gathered and accolades for the recipient.
The Board of Trustees of Obafemi Awolowo, which I chair, is most pleased that people of outstanding leadership have always been selected as recipients of the Awolowo Prize for Leadership. That his academic and professional credentials are truly intimidating. Little wonder he easily stands tall on national and global platforms.
Next is the President of Tanzania, Mrs. Samia Suluhu Hassan, takes the stage with more encomiums for Dr. Akinwunmi Adesina.
My sisters and brothers of Nigeria, what a fitting way to recognize Africa's optimist in chief and Nigeria's gallant son. I'm delighted to be able to attend this distinguished event in honor of Dr. Akinwunmi Adesina as he received the prestigious Awolowo Prize for Leadership today. I wish to congratulate you, Ambassador Dr. Tokunbo, for the excellent manner that you have been honoring the memory of your father, the late Chief Obafemi Awolowo. Indeed, Chief Obafemi Awolowo's life, legacy, and lessons inspires well beyond the shores of Nigeria. It is a great honor, therefore, to be asked to chair this auspicious ceremony for the award of Obafemi Awolowo's Prize for Leadership. I would also wish to commend the foresight of the eminent selection members of the Awolowo's Prize for Leadership for selecting Dr. Adesina to receive this award. Just like my fellow heads of state and government and former heads of state, I came here to honor and celebrate Dr. Adesina. I've known and worked closely with Dr. Adesina, and I can say indeed this award is befitting to adding color to his already prosperous career and eminent personality as one of the Africa's finest visionary leaders, as others have described him. He's just like Chief Awolowo was, a great son of Nigeria and a great son of Africa. Moreover, just as Chief Awolowo, Adesina is one among the few visionaries for Nigeria's and Africa's development. Indeed, you could not have chosen a more deserving person.
The President of Comoros, Azali Assoumani, also is called on to extend his commendations.
En tant que leader respecté dans le monde entier, le docteur Adesina est passé maître dans l'art de structurer des partenariats et des alliances stratégiques en Afrique et dans le monde.
As a respected leader throughout the world, Dr. Adesina is a master in the art of structuring strategic partnerships and alliances in Africa and across the world.
L'une de ses grandes qualités de dirigeant reste sa modestie, mais surtout sa capacité innée à mettre en œuvre des programmes qui transforment la vie de millions de personnes en Afrique et dans le monde.
One of his greatest leadership qualities is his innate ability to implement programs that transform the lives of millions of people in Africa and across the world.
Il a prouvé à maintes reprises qu'il est un dirigeant sensible à la cause de l'Afrique. Il a prouvé aussi qu'il est un dirigeant au cœur sensible qui se suit profondément des gens.
He has proven time and again that he is a sensitive leader with Africa always at his heart. He has proven time and again that he is a leader with a sensitive heart, a leader who is people-centered.
Je dirais pour conclure que l'Afrique gardera toujours en mémoire vos réalisations comme étant celles de l'un des meilleurs dirigeants qu'elle ait connu. Mon frère Adesina, nous sommes très fiers de toi et notre continent, l'Afrique, est aussi fier de toi.
In conclusion, I would like to say that Africa will always remember your achievements as those of one of the finest leaders it has ever known.
The president of Ethiopia, Saleh Work Zewde, who is present, also takes the stage.
You have led the institution, the African Development Bank, to global heights and provided incredible visibility for what today is a globally recognized and trusted institution. I think we will all agree that the African Development Bank has been transformed into a truly global financial institution. To name some of the achievements, of the many achievements, AfDB was ranked the best multilateral development bank in the world by Global Finance. It has been also ranked the most transparent financial institution in the world by Publish What You Fund. You would agree that it's a great testament of Dr. Adesina's remarkable leadership driven by transparency and accountability. I thank his exceptional teams he has put together.
The Vice President of Nigeria, Kashim Shettima, takes the stage.
This is the power of standing for one's convictions and serving humanity fairly. But it is not just time that will pierce through the fleeting shadows of skepticism and propaganda endured in the service of the people. Rather, it is the resolve of the people to stand for honesty and justice, even when they do so alone, and even when they are outnumbered. In celebrating Dr. Adesina's achievements, we are not merely acknowledging a leader, we are recognizing a role model and mentor who paves the way for current and future generations. His journey from the esteemed institution now named after Chief Awolowo attests to the transformative power of looking ahead in preparing to hit the runway of history. His ability to navigate the complexities of his role at the African Development Bank showcases not only his competence, but also his resilience in the face of challenges. Once again, on behalf of my principal, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, ECFR, and on behalf of the good people of Nigeria, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to our dear brother, my friend, and my brother, Dr. A.
Representing the President of Togo, Faure Gnassingbé, Victor Tamega Dobe.
Continuez à inspirer l'espoir dans notre continent.
Keep on inspiring hope on our continent.
Félicitations à vous et à votre chère épouse Grace pour cette reconnaissance bien méritée, couronnée par le prix Awolowo du leadership qui vous est décerné.
Congratulations to you and your dear wife Grace on this well-deserved recognition crowned by the Awolowo Prize for Leadership.
Once more, Dr. Adesina, congratulations to you for your strong and impacting leadership. Keep on the amazing job you are doing. God bless you.
It's you, President Adesina, who taught all of us that the future belongs to those who invest in it today. Let's call it an outstanding individual. As we celebrate today Dr. Adesina's outstanding contributions, it is very clear to me that you, big brother, you embodies the bold commitment to the late Chief Obafemi Awolowo.
The chairman of Channels Media Group, Dr. John Momo, joined by the man of the moment, Dr. Akinwunmi Adesina, the recipient of the Obafemi Awolowo Prize for Leadership, takes to the podium for the citation.
Dr. Akinwunmi A. Adesina is the 8th elected president of the African Development Bank Group. He was first elected to the position on May the 28th, 2015 by the bank's Board of Governors at its annual meetings held in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire, and historically, unanimously re-elected in 2020. Dr. Adesina is a globally renowned development economist and agricultural development expert with more than 30 years of international experience. Dr. Adesina's work and leadership are legendary, unprecedented, and worthy of emulation. His journey is a beacon of inspiration, urging all of us to strive for greatness, lead with purpose, and leave a lasting legacy in our respective fields. All thanks to God, all thanks to his very graceful Yemisi, even though he's a very romantic man. Thank you very much, Dr. Adesina. Congratulations.
The prize is presented with aplomb. The Vice President, Kashim Shettima, alongside other leaders, makes the presentation to Dr. Akinwunmi Adesina, who is joined by his darling wife, Mrs. Yemisi Adesina.
And that is a gold medal. It's a real gold medal. And we say jointly, collectively, congratulations, Dr. Akinwunmi Adesina.
Dr. Akinwunmi Adesina, now an awardee of the Obafemi Awolowo Prize for Leadership in the ilk of former President Thabo Mbeki, and Professor Wole Soyinka, prior recipients, takes the stage.
The decision by Chief Obafemi Awolowo to start with the transformation of the rural economy was a very, very sound policy. The establishment of farm estates, the expansion of rural farm roads, supported professionally by well-run marketing boards, helped to stabilize the prices of farm produce. It's worth noting, Your Excellencies, that the prudent fiscal management of the cocoa revenues powered the economies of the states that then constituted the Western region. These revenues allowed the government to embark on an unprecedented idea, an audacious idea: free education and free basic health care services. It was common then to hear the phrase, "Agbeloba, farmers are kings," uttered with great pride. We must give new life to our rural areas.
If Chief Awolowo could do this in the 1960s, then there is no reason why rural economies today should be immersed in extreme poverty. Clearly, rural economies have been abandoned in most places, in planning and in terms of policies. Today, they have become zones of economic misery. The pauperization of rural economies, it was causing the implosion of many countries and fragilities across Africa. When rural economies, the fulcrum of African society, falter, nations falter. This leads to the spread of anarchy, banditry, and terrorism. This troika of social disruption takes advantage of economic misery to entrench themselves. Transformation of rural economies must therefore be structural, systemic, strategic, and comprehensive. Doing so means agriculture must be turned into a wealth-creating sector. I aggressively pursued this policy. Second, Nigeria needs health for all.
And more to share from the man of the moment on issues close to his heart of the African continent, the Nigerian nation, developments that transcends borders, liberating people from poverty, breaking the cycles of regression, and making innovations for posterity.
Nigeria must dream. Africa must dream. Yes, we may have challenges, so do other people around the world. Yet, all I see tells me that by God's grace, we will get there. We must start by unleashing our potential, our full potential. While managing our challenges, we must make poverty history in Nigeria. And we must make poverty history in Africa. We will now be known as the Museum of Poverty in the world. We must deliver a better Nigeria and a better Africa for this generation and for generations to come. Given the high level of poverty in Africa and in Nigeria and in other countries, what is needed are welfare-based policies that exponentially expand opportunities for all, reduce inequalities, improve the quality of life of people. These must be anchored on public-centric policies and private sector wealth creation for all. I would like to focus on 5 areas. First, rural economic transformation and food security. Second, healthcare security for all. Third, education for all. Fourth, access to affordable housing for all. And fifth, government accountability and fiscal decentralization for a true federalism.
As the event winds to a close, a sense of the caliber of the attendees that another is just beginning. For the president of the African Development Bank, Dr. Akinwunmi Adesina, recipient of the Obafemi Awolowo Prize for Leadership, new impetus for new strides, new developments impacting people for posterity.
In a world that will do well with more role models that have generational impact, that will be the trajectory for the Obafemi Awolowo Prize for Leadership, going by this event at which a time where challenges are many, the challenged are more, and change makers in short supply. It's hoped the reverse becomes the case following the prototype of Dr. Akinwunmi Adesina. For Special Report, I'm Olumide McCall.